So the 58th Special Operations Wing is a very unique place, I would say, and that's because we are spread from North Carolina in the east all the way to Alaska in the west with a wide variety of mission sets here at Kirtland Air Force Base in New Mexico. And here's where we have most of our flying operation that goes on. We do all graduate training here, and we focus in on the UH-1 helicopter, so the Huey. If you think you saw it in Vietnam, yep, that's the same Huey that's out there. In fact, many of these aircraft out here have tail numbers that were around during that time. We also fly the MC-130J, which is the latest version of the C-130, and it has a special operations, that's the M designation. We have the HC-130J training, which is the rescue version of the airplane. In fact, if you were to put those two side by side, I would challenge you to tell really the difference from the outside. If you can, then you're doing better than I am, because I can't. Then the next way I would say we have the CV-22, which is the tilt rotor aircraft that is made famous by the movie Transformers, that can both operate vertically like a helicopter and then move the rotors forward and be able to fly around at airplane speed. So a real game changer of a capability. We also have the HH-60 Golf and the HH-60 Whiskey, both focused in on the rescue, and they primarily focus in on moving the pararescuemen to the actual survivor, picking them up and bringing them back to safety. Albuquerque is an incredible place for us to train. When you think about what we want to do in the training environment, we want to make it as difficult, if not more, than our aircrew will ever see in the operational environment. So what Albuquerque brings is, first off, we're at about 6,000 feet elevation. And broadly, helicopters don't like high altitude anyway, and so we start out at high altitude, and then within 20 minutes flying time, we can find ourselves in the mountains really quickly. Or 20 minutes in the other direction, we're just in flat land, which is in a lot of cases more sparsely populated, so it works well for our primarily low-level flying mission. In addition to that, on the helicopter side, I never would have guessed this before moving to Albuquerque, but there's a rich volcanic history here, which means it creates this really fine kind of talcum powder-like dust, which when a helicopter gets, or a CV-22 gets close to the ground, they convert from being flying machines to being dust cloud generating machines. And so our crews get to experience what that's like to land in those brownout conditions. And then even more challenging, we put them on night vision goggles at night and give them those same conditions, so that we've taken away all the peripheral vision and they just see that big dust cloud come in. Our instructors are absolutely incredible. I think if you were to look back at some of the folks that we've got on here, multiple Distinguished Flying Cross recipients, multiple air medals, aerial achievement medals, flying some of the most difficult missions that our nation may ask us to go do. And that's something that we take a lot of pride on.